Good night, family. Good night, good night, good night, good night. Your girl is late tonight. Your girl is late tonight. See, on Tuesday is busy for me. So, how are you guys doing? Good night. A songwriter say, hello, everybody. How are you tonight? Guys, I'm like, yes, I'm not gonna stay too long, but I just come on, because you guys know I'm always here. Hey, honesty love, hello, how are you? Greetings. How are you doing? How are you doing? Thank you for stopping by. Yes, I just finished my son project. Busy all day. Oh, the kids went to bed. So they went to bed a little bit late tonight because on Tuesdays is a busy day for us. Because after he get out of class, 1 o'clock he have another tutoring because I sign him up for extra lessons, you know. And so on Tuesdays he get out of class, then he have to go into tutoring. I was even supposed to go on the road today. And right when I was about to go, I'm like, oh, I can't go. I just get a message. Oh, I couldn't go. I'm like, oh my God. So I was in the house today. I couldn't move today. And the weather was nice today. I could not move because he had tutoring. And right after I get out of class, he had tutoring. Then after he finished with that tutoring, then within that hour span, he gonna have another tutoring again. So I couldn't. Hey, Miss back. How are you? How are you? So, oh my goodness, the weather was so fabulous in Minnesota today. Yes, and we're very close by too. So the weather was beautiful today. But your girl did not go nowhere. I was supposed to take back the car from yesterday. Couldn't go anywhere. So greetings. Honestly, love, I don't know if you're still here. Miss back say greetings, greetings. So I'm telling you, man. Tuesdays is one of those days that's very hard because ever since night, I have a meeting every Tuesday from 6 to 7:30. We get out almost close to 8. We get out. Okay, some meetings, even though you have a time schedule, sometimes we go over a little bit depending on what the meeting is about. You know how life is when you do meeting. I like that little sports car you was fronting. You know what, Mr. Back? I hope I see this guy again. I was dropping one of my elderly neighbor at work one day, and he asked me to pull up at a gas station so he could get a cup of coffee before work. And it so happened that as soon as I pulled up, I parked my car close to the so he could get in at the door. When I help an elderly out, I get him close to the door. So when I as soon as I pull up, the car pull up. I'm like, woo! And then I was in that outfit. I'm like, oh my God. Because I actually wanted one for my birthday last year, but I spent more on the kids last year to take care of their birthday. And then I saw the guy pull up, and I'm looking at you because before I approach somebody, I'm making sure that you're pleasant enough for me to approach. You know what I mean? And when I was looking at him, I said, "Sir, I don't want you to think I'm looking at you. No way. I'm just." I saw the car and I love it, and I wanted to rent one. So I wanted to know how much was it because somebody else was telling me it was expensive. So he was telling, and I think I have the information, to I just don't know where. Either somewhere in one of the phone or something. And I said, "Do you mind me get a picture?" He said, "Sure." Me see that back, I run with it. So and then an elderly lady, I'm telling you, I don't know. I have a love the elderly lady and me and the elderlies on a whole. Just good vibe. I don't know because I raised with elderly people. Yes, I was raised by the elderly. So one elderly lady was coming out the store. She probably about in her 50s, 60s or so, probably about 60s. And she said, "Girl, is that you?" I'm like, and she said, "Do you want me to take your picture?" So the elderly lady took those pictures for me. The one with me in the car did that, but the elderly lady is the one who take the pictures. So kudos to them, man. They made my day that day. I'm telling you. Yeah, so that's how I was able to get out. And I was actually coming home from work too that early day. It was on a, I think it was on a Friday, Saturday morning. Yeah, I was coming from work and then, yeah. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, yes. Honestly, love, Miss Sinapback was saying hello to you. Where were you been? Yes, Miss Sinapback. You know, I love the elderly, man. I'm telling you, I was raised with the elderly. Maybe that's why I kind of act like me. I'm a little old lady. I don't know. I got that old lady mentality to some extent, which I love, because it keep me grounded. It really do. Because you see how hard people have to work to elevate to the next level. So really keep me grounded. But the guy was really nice, and then he gave me the information. So like he said, you could rent it for a day, because I want the 4 door, not the 4 door, the one with the instead of the two side, the two part. I want the front. I want the four seater. That's what I want. The four seater. In other words, the four seater is where I could take my kids, and then somebody will sit with me at the front and then my kids will at the back, you know what I mean? So that way, and so now I know that I can get that to Irene. Okay, Sean Harvey, good night. How you doing? How are you? I'm doing good, just tired. Oh, let me show you my little Jacob project I did for myself, because tomorrow he didn't go to school today. He was throwing up yesterday and stuff. Last night was a nightmare, but anyway, this is his little project I did for him today. My first one of the day. So it's not spectacular, but I just did it. I was trying to fix it with the glue gun, but the glue gun wasn't working for me tonight, nor the glues. But this is what I did for him. So that's his little project. He only 3 year old. He don't need no fancy project. When he get there, then yes. Oh, you're at the wash house. Oh, okay, all right. So I'm telling you, what? Whew. And then I helped the big one just now with some work. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I helped the big one with some work just now, but the good part of it, when I gave him an example, he was able to sit on the ground there and did his work, and I'm like, yes, Lord, yes. Oh, I guess they say when you really pray for your kids to be better in their academics or anything, and you being there being a force with them too. That's cute. It looked like a heart in the middle. Yes, yes. It's a heart. It's a heart I was trying to create, but I use those. I have a whole I have a whole box of these things here, Mr. Nutback. These things here. I used to take an online class. It's free. Like it's called a CDA, but they have the free version of the CDA class, child development, something or another. And I used to refresh my memory online every Sunday at 3 o'clock every Sunday. Was it be Central Time? I think it was Central. Was it Central Time or Eastern Time? I don't even remember. But the person who do those classes lives, I think, in Florida, so or New York, somewhere there. So we used to be, if it's Florida, it would be Eastern. I don't remember, somewhere about that side. And I used to do it every time. I think I've seen an email recently from them because it's good. Because I used to be in the school, so I constantly refresh, and then they give you local activities, they give you tips and how to navigate and help children or so forth. So I used to always refresh that aspect of thing. And then I learned art, but I'm not good with art. But if I have to scribble something to save the day, I would try. And then now, because my son didn't go to school, I know I am asleep. I am so sleepy, honestly. Yeah, she said she did the laundromat. Man, I need to go myself. I need to go to the laundromat. And I'm sleepy too. I was trying to give Queen some love before I go to sleep. But you know how we go, because I'm not going to stay long either, because my goal is to get up early so the little one can go to school on time, because the little one go to school at 8 o'clock. And then I'm glad he feel better now because he went to, and as soon as I told him go to bed, they got to bed. Another night I used to have to, anybody see me in live, couple, know a while back, they know. Sometimes I have to say, What you doing up? Go to bed. But I guess the more structure and the more, things become much more easier. Once you say go to bed, it's bedtime. Even though they went a little later, they went about 9:30. They went about 9:30 because the big one was doing his work. Because today I had meeting, he had meeting, and stuff like that. So you know how that is. I don't know if she's still here, Keishan. I don't know if the person's still here, you know. But on Tuesdays stuff. Cause I even missed a live today, missing that back, so I had to go back and watch it while I was sitting here doing this project here. And I'm like, at this point now my brain freeze. And I even lost one of my earring because the baby was sick and I don't know where I put do the earring. And then I'm so happy, guys. My son, this evening, I just said, could you vacuum my living room for me? Because I had cleaned his playroom up this week. And he said, okay, mommy. And I said, go test the vacuum if it's working, because that vacuum easily clogged. Did you know he went and go he vacuumed the living room for me, and he vacuumed the passageway, and I had this container at one of the side of the wall. And when he done, he called me. He said, "Mama, come here." I said, "What did it?" When I go and look, he moved the container, so now that space is open up and make the place look a bit more nicer. So I said, "Where do we that toy container?" He put it in the closet because in the playroom there's a closet in there. So he put it on top of the another container. I'm like, okay, that's good job, giving good job. But he tell me he need his money, so he getting $5 to do all that work. He said he wanted, I think, $100. He told me I need $100, Baba, just to clean up. And I told him I don't got the $100, baby. I said, baby, I don't got no $100. The money I got to pay the bills. And then he said, okay, mama, I'll just take the $5 then. So I gotta give him his $5. And that's one way to help them with saving, to encourage them to save, you know. Okay, what call I'm tired. Honestly, love, I must call it something else. Okay, me say that go get some rest, sleep. Okay, get some sleep. All right, all right. What you doing at the laundromat this late at night? So late. Yes, and I have a topic from the other day I want to talk about, but as I said, it's not allowing me to, and I'm following my mind. So yeah. So I have the topic written down, but I'm not using it right now. I'll wait till when that inner talk come and say yes, it's okay to be used. You know how sometimes you have some stuff and then your inner thought tell you, oh no, don't say that. So I'm following that. You said that's good. God is faithful. Let them help you while they are young, because when they get older, if you don't let them, oh yes, you will see it on the news. Yes. You will see it on the news. And then with all these changes that coming in this world now, you gotta teach them, because up top ain't right now. All kind of stuff going on up top. So you're so right, missing that back. You gotta teach them. I've seen since night on the news where social security, the elderly were protesting about their social security. So we live in a world now where everything is at stake. When we talk about the changes, that's what's gonna come. And when you look, all the changes that they say was gonna come, I said the good was gonna suffer for the bad. And this is a clear indication that the good is gonna suffer for the bad. You know? It's like making hasty decisions and stuff like that. That will cause the good to suffer for the bad. You know what I mean? Because it's like you just do something because you think you can, but you don't know the impact that it's gonna be having on the nation and a whole. Stuff. Yes, that's the same thing I'm asking her. What is she doing up this late? Oh, thank you, thank you. Trying my best, trying my best. And then today I was able to Sorry. Today I was able to cook, make some soup. I make ground beef soup. Anybody ever make ground beef soup? I get the bean and the stuff. I make soup. Yes, parenting is not for the coward, not at all. Especially when it come out to tough decision, you better make them. Anything else, the niceness and all of that, it be for everybody. But when it come down to the tougher decisions, you plant the seed now and you will reap the harvest when they get older. Oh yes. Oh yes. And even if I don't reap it, but the people that they're gonna come entangled with, for life, they can say, yes, your mom had done an excellent job raising you. Don't mind you, we ain't the excellent parents when it come on to discipline. But it's at least it's something that we're instilling in them, as you said here, Miss Sinabal. You plant the seed, water it, nurture it, everything, and then one day it will be flourishing. And even if we're not here to see the fruit of our labor, somebody else will be seeing it and say, you know what? I think your mom did an excellent job with you, or your mama, your papa, Because even now I seen on the news over here, I was watching the news this evening and I saw where they said they have a school here, and this 20 something year old guy was lowering underage girls to his apartment and having all kind of stuff, drugs, all kind of stuff. And I'm saying, oh my God, parents gonna have to start have tough discussion now. Because you see with the phone, because and then another little girl was kidnapped because she was on the internet. They say she's 13-year old, she was on the internet, and this person was communicating back and forth with her, and then the person happened to go pick her up and then took her to his place. And then when they get there, I don't know the full detail yet of what led the little girl to call her. So I guess she sent like her life was about to be in danger or something. She called her mom, and then her mom was able to lower the cops them to the house. When they get there, they say the guy do a bullet wound to himself. So I'm going to say to parents out there with your girl children and boy children, yes, they have a smartphone and you can trust them and everything because they do everything around you. A lot of times they do a lot around you to disguise a lot of things from what they are. People are brainwashing them into, and you have to now start have these tough conversation with these young children. These young children, because they're so young, they will be easily brainwashed. Just think about your days growing up as a youngster. Certain things may never happen to you, but it could have happened to you. But because of the way you were raised, you were able to shift those things out of your way quick and fast. Not to say they didn't come at you or anything, but you had a foundation. And parents have to start have those tough conversation with their children. I mean, you don't have to have conversation with your children where you're being rude. Oh, okay. I don't understand the word you have there. You say daughter? Was you saying daughter? Okay. But we gonna have to start have these tough conversation with these children. Cause how does it feel to know you send your little kids to school and you think they're at school, only to know that they have a phone, and through a phone somebody can lower them any and anywhere, and they fall for that. It could be a promise to them, it could be anything. That's the other thing as parents we have to talk to our children about a lot of stuff. As growing up I used to hear the word promises are comfort to a fool. It's like somebody promise you something, and then sometimes they just lower you to the destination, and then you only thing you get is pain. It's a lot going on, family. It's a lot going on, and we have to start be aware of our children, activities and stuff. What are they doing while they on the internet? Because many times you have parents say their children is this and their children is that, but me, I'm tapping into mine. When my child get too quiet, that's a problem. And when I mean too quiet, he gets so reserved. Because truth be told, these kids are going through more things than we would be going through when we were younger. Especially living in America, where especially if you live in an apartment, you don't have a backyard for kids to play. And so they just go lock themselves up in their room, and you don't know. All I can say, they say, I go sheep worry dog. They lock themselves up in their room, they be on their phone, they don't come out unless they're eating and all these. No, we gotta break that cycle. Because the time they be there, so many things could be happening to them and nobody's aware because nobody check, nobody cares. You just say, oh, you're good, and that's it. No, you gotta start have dialogue with these kids. Plan one on one with your children so they know the good and the bad. Like me, I gotta go back to Dollar Tree and buy me some more glasses again so we can, start these things. So if I find dine your children want to go to, somebody will promise say I could take it to Red Lobster. I could take, cause they never been there. And people brainwashing these young children, they will fall for this because they don't know any better. They think it's somebody giving them assurance that their parents can give to them. But when you work and you have one in time when you budget, and that's why budgeting is important because when you budget yourself, then at least you could say, you know what, I probably could just take them to McDonald's because they want McDonald's. It's not like you're gonna do it on a regular basis because you're the one budgeting, but at least you can start take your children out on a one-on-one. Let they see other things. So that means when somebody start to do things to them or so, you're not aware of it because a lot of parents are workaholic. Work, work, work. So most time they just give their children everything they could, like give them a iPhone, give them an Android, and all kind of gadgets. But then you think they're using it most time for the good thing, and they themselves also think that they're using it for good things, not realizing the danger of these things too. But if every now and then we start to look and say, you know what, I need to start take my children out. If ever once, twice a month, you make it a duty where you go, be the date for your children. So that means nobody lower them nowhere. Because when children are left alone, or you say, oh, they're big enough now and they're growing and they're popping at the mouth. But even though they're popping at the mouth, it's for us parents to still stand up for our children and let them know the roots. What can happen if they not listening to you and they want to be out there and branch off on their own is too young. All these conversations that people scared to have with their children, we gotta start. You don't wait till things get out of hand to start have conversation with your children. And in the world where we live in, you have a lot of sneaky little girls out there because they don't know any better. Nobody there to really guide them. Boys, same way. And then they do only what the street taught them, not realizing that they're going to put their career on the line or anything. And then for all the parents that work, have somebody that you can trust to tap into your children to have conversation with them. Not your personal conversation that you would have asked them, but just to say, check in and them say, hey, how are you? Did you guys finish your homework? Let me see it. Check on the important things like their homework, what are they doing, or something. What I mean? And then you can monitor your child, with the other personal issues. You ask those personal issues for yourself. You don't have nobody question your children about personal issues, but you can do that part. But tap into let them know you care. Even though you work, you have a lot of kids say, oh, my mom always working. you know See my kids, they here and what the night before last night, the big one didn't want to go to bed when the little one went to bed. And I said, you want a one-on-one? And nowadays he be asking. I say, if you need a one-on-one, don't be afraid to ask. So we used to have that, but then when you have two children in the house now, so many things go the other direction. You know what I mean? When you have one child, it's easier sometimes than when you have two. So only imagine a whole bunch of them with the one-on-one. And he wanna go to bed, and I call him and he sat with me, and then we talk and everything. He asked me some question, and I some of them I bust out laughing because I'm like, you asking me, you calling me dummy right now because you asking me question outside of my profession. But anyway, I let him know how I felt. If I don't know something, I just let him know. I say, well, you know what? That's a good to learn to read. Because when you learn to read, all these things you're asking me about science and stuff like that, you can read and then you can start. Because you seem like you're gonna be somebody who interested in hands-on activities or stuff like that. Okay, always asking about these things. So clearly you have a passion for something that have to be honest, and be nurtured. And after that, I have a conversation. I said, "Look, man, I want you guys to go to bed so you can start to wake up early in the morning time. Early rise, you feel good, you feel energized, you don't feel burned out, you don't feel stressed out." And he got up early that morning, at yesterday morning, while the little one was having me up back and forth. Because even today, I start sleeping at probably two something. My show was on, and I'm waiting for him to have his next meeting. And I fell asleep, but while I was sleeping, I think every half an hour, so I got up and I said, "Remember you have class, cause my show ends at 3. Remember you have class. My TV is my clock in the house, you know." So I said, "Remember you have class." He said, "Ma," when he said "Ma," I sound like he calling me cow. "I have class. Ma, I'm already logged into class, but nobody logged me in." I said, "Jaden, because you're sitting in the living room on the phone. He playing this racing game." Then he said, "No, ma." He said he'd go back in the kitchen because he had the laptop in the kitchen. And then he said, "Mommy, nobody let me in." So I snap out my sleep now. And then when I snap out, I check my phone. I said, "Let me check my phone." And when I check my text message, the teacher had text me from 11 o'clock this morning. I didn't see because my phone always full. But sometimes it just randomly, I don't know, open up. My phone come like AI, close things and then it open it up. So and then I saw the message at almost 3:22 when I saw the message. At this time his class almost over. I said, "Okay, Jaden, I'm sorry. Your class not keeping today, his teacher not feeling well." So I told him, I say, "Class, his teacher not feeling well." And then this morning, I saw him in his class and they were doing maths. He went in, he did his maths. He said, "Mom, I got 80." I said, "Oh, that means you get one wrong." I said, "Congrats." I said, "Because also all you have to do is listen to the work. Listen, because they give him the example and then he have to follow through." So, what I mean? It's a lot of work, but and then since night he was able to do yesterday maths and today maths. So yes, he did that. So and then he said, "Mommy, I want to do tomorrow maths." I said, "Okay." He started it, so I said, "Well, he could finish that tomorrow into class, you know, because yesterday night I had a rough night with that baby. Right after I get off live. And then with all these virus that they talking about, and they come with vomiting and all this, and you have to be paying attention. And in the first 45 hour, people, it's so many things, especially when they're so little and they get sick. But parents, please start having conversation with your children. You don't have to be inappropriate with your conversation. You can just simple start off with me. I like to get the the non-alcoholic wine, and I get go to Family Dollar Tree, get me those little wine glass, and make my kids sit down. They break them up now, so I gotta go get back. I don't have no drinking cup. I have one drinking cup, which is the glass cup. I have some plastic one there as backup, but that's the only one. So I go have to get me some more. But get you some. They have some plastic wine glass at Dollar Tree. And you get the non-alcoholic version, and you get grape wine or whatever the non-alcoholic version of it. And your kids just sit down and you start to look a conversation. Maybe it's a night where you say, "All right, get to know each other. You know what's on each other's mind. You share your thoughts. You share inspiration, your goals, your vision. What goals you have for your children? What do you want to see them accomplish while they're in school? You want their grade to be up. You talk to them about this. Teacher said they were misbehaved at school. You all, if they begin off, you can always have little cue cards, give them and tell them to write down three things that they want to change going into next week. Because right now, see, they doing it with my son as well, where they would say, "Tell me three things he have learned this week and three things and one thing that he wanted to work on for the future, which is coming up the following week or so, blah blah blah." And see how we can work towards these things. You have like a chit chat, like a popcorn at the table or whatever you guys like. You just have a little, just have a little thing, or you get a piece of. Get one of your old sheet or something, spread it on the floor, make sure you're warm and comfortable, and you just sit in a circle. You just start having little chit chat with your children. You play little games, before they kind of wonder why you're there with them. To get them warm up. You play little games. Yesterday we were at McDonald's, me and the kids, and they said they want McDonald's, and I haven't took them there in a while, so we took them to McDonald's. They said they were playing, and then they had the Pokemon cards, and they were able to be there identifying numbers. So anybody had the highest number win that game. And it was so fun. I don't like to be up in kids game, but I found myself entrapped in that game, and we were just there with the Pokemon cards, playing the Pokemon cards, and the kids said, "Ma, this is so much fun." You know what I'm saying? So parents just start do something with the kids, and so yes, sometimes you come home and you're tired. But one thing I can tell you, because I used to be a procrastinator, still sometimes is, but I'm working on that. Once you tell yourself that you're gonna work with your child, it might not be right when you said it or say it, but the more you keep it in your head to say you need to do this, you need to do that. That means you're thinking about it, and one day it will happen. You just prepare for it, and that's what I do. Even since night, we had ice after we finished eating everything. I said we have ice cream night. Who want ice cream? And they say, "Oh, me, we want ice cream." So I had my strawberry. What they call it? Black cherry. Black cherry. I like my black cherry, and the kids had their vanilla. You know. So we had ice cream night, and they had some little cute containers. And I have the scoop too, just to make it fancy, like you buying ice cream out there. I have the ice cream scoop, and we use it, hot water it again, so ice cream take up better when you hot water it. You know what I mean? So start somewhere, family. You know what I mean? So we can get back the family unit. I want to mean family unit. However, the family unit look like. Whether it's a two home or one home or whatever it is, vice versa. You know, start these little things with your children. Take them out sometime, and or sometimes you just have a nice day where same way you da cook for your hobby or your boyfriend or something. Have a nice day where you just focus on your children and you just cook a nice meal for them. You get them the plate that you don't eat out of every day. You get that plate, set the table, and make them look like they're in a fine dining restaurant. And you serve your children. You know, serve them, as maybe if you're the parents who like to do a little extra where you have a little gift on the table for them. It could be a little journal book for each one of them if they like journaling. It could be a microphone for somebody who like to record or do music, depending on the need in the child that you have in the house. What they like. If they like football, you get them a little football. If they like basketball, whatever, you get them a little gift, just a little token to let them know you appreciate them and stuff. And then you start, after those conversation or so, you probably have the ice cream if they like that or whatever, fudge sticks or whatever it is, and then you have a night where you just sit down and just chit chat and see if anybody have any burning question they want to talk about. How was their day? And if your kids are bigger, you can talk to them about peer pressure. Talk to them about the environment, the community, the strange things that can happen in life. Because you can start off somewhere. You could even start off making reference to yourself. Like one day I was combing my son here, for example, and he said, "Mommy, why you always comb my hair so hot?" And I said, "You need to take your hand out your hair, right?" He said, "Mommy, why?" I said, "Let me tell you something." I busted out. I said, "When my mom used to comb my hair, and I put my hand in there and say it hurt her, so my mom would have chopped me on my knuckles to get my hand out my head." So the other day I was combing the hair, and when I was doing it, he did this. So I knock him with the comb on his knuckles, and he said, "Bah!" And he bust out laughing. I said, "Why are you laughing? That's what your mom used to do, your mama." So he find the little humor in it and everything, you know what I mean? Because Bobby used to just make sure she take the comb and chop you on the hand, get the your hand out your head when she combing it, you know what I mean? So he just, you know, there's several things, and if you guys are a person who like to go bowling, go to the gym. I know a lot of people go to the gym with their children. Great way to start a conversation. You're on the treadmill or something running and you say, "Hey son, how was the day today?" Okay, all right, let's see how far we can go. Let's see if we can push to say 25, depending on the age level, because they can go at their pace, you know what I mean? Or some you're walking, some people take their kids and walk on the track. That's a good way outdoor. You just walking, you don't have to go anywhere fancy sometimes. You can bring fanciness to you wherever you are, you know. And you're just walking and your son or your daughter having a little chit chat. Sometimes you say, "Son, give me a hand." And tell your daughter, just give them a little hug or something. Your daughter, same way, you know what I mean? Or daughter, get their hair updo, make they look nice and everything. And then also have a conversation with them about life. Let's say your hair look like mine now, and you get your daughter hair done. Young girls always want their hair to be upkept. And you could say, "You know what, daughter? I used to have my hair like you. I used to get my hair done because I used to love my hair get done. But then after messing around and have children or so, I never listen to my parents. This is what left. Now I just give myself up sometime because I don't care no more." Or, you show them what life entails when you don't make the right decision. Like stay in school, get a good education so you can be well rounded, be grounded, and you could create your own thing sometime. I without education don't have no free much like going to college or so you could still create a business without having a college degree. You know what I mean? But you're just talking about them about these things that you could have gone through and make your life much more easier. But because of all the things that you were doing, you didn't think these things was important. And then mommy was trying to instill, or no, mommy was there, no, papa was there, it was us. If mama was there, mama was working also. Her time trying to pay the bill and do everything was just to make sure she come home, buy food, cook, clean up, wash, da da da, sleep, go back to work. So we had to fetch for ourselves. So when children get luxury, they don't understand what it is to have luxury. They just know they have luxury, but we have to talk to them about these things. I told my kids all the time, I say, "Listen to me. You guys have life easier than when I was growing up because all the things I'm being given to you guys, I can't recall myself having those things." It's like every time they go to the store with you to go shopping, like you nobody have young children. They start whining themselves. So they need a toy or something. And who's gonna give it to them? Mama. Sometimes I say, "I'm not giving it to you." And then another time I felt so bad because especially if I'm in the store long enough, I mean they deserve it. You see, we can compromise with our kids sometimes. I'm telling you. So there's so many things that goes on with our children and so forth. And then all our children getting people, we can't sit down and pet them all the time. They're not animals. We can't sit down and pet them all the time. We have to have tough conversation with the children. Some of them are gonna be harsh because it's the way you know how, but just do it in the best way possible to make it appropriate for their age group level. And some of the things is not gonna be appropriate, especially when they don't listen. It's like you go to school and you send your kids to school, and every day you hear they in trouble, they in this, they in that, and a lot of these trouble that they're telling you as spirits that the children are getting into. Sometimes it's ridiculous. Sometimes it's so overwhelming because it could be the little boy or the little girl just say water bottle and they blow it out of proportion. You could mean that you have a little boy or a little girl walk past. Sometimes you're walking past, and sometimes you're so close to each other, not thinking, and you bump somebody. Oh, this person hit this one on his private part, and they blow it out of proportion. Now they start to blame the home. Is the home the child coming from? Sometimes it have nothing to do with the home. It have something to do with the negative mentality of the people around those children. Because not only the home the children learn bad things from. We gotta also remember that a lot of things that you see children learn out there to the environment will teach them. The schools, the church, the community, a lot of stuff they will learn. And everybody look like to point the finger back to home. What about all the other factors that we learned about? What happened to those factors? They erase. You have a child literally walk by. How many of you been at work sometime and you be walking past your friends and family? Hello, Miss Cynthia, how are you? Greetings, greetings, how you doing? How many of you walking past your co-workers many time in a little claustrophobic little area? And they bump into you or you bump into them and you have to say sorry. I know you know intentional. You know intentional. But they just blow it out of proportion. Literally take everything out of proportion. I'm doing good so far, feeling much better and everything doing good so far. How you been doing? You know, so we need to start, and that's why a lot of parents are so stressed out. Listen, I had my son in the school system. I sent him to school. Some people they say, why you have your child in homeschool? No, I literally was always in my car crying. Because every day I sent him to school for the whole year. Not the school he was leaving from, but the other school he went to after he left pre kindergarten. He was there. And every day you pick him up once you see the teacher hold his hand, you know he's in trouble. And he asks, what is it? And the first thing they told me, I know the other kid. The other kid is a very good same student, but I know this one, he get trouble and he this. I always say I would love to see those camera. Because many times children are wrongfully accused because somebody else, manipulation start everywhere, it's not just when you get old. If a child know that this child always been labeled as a troublemaker, they will probably toss something in this person's head. And when they toss it in this child head and this child turn around and this child ain't budging, this child gonna knock this silent out of you. And when that person knock this silent out of you, you know who they see knock this silent out of you? The person who defending themselves. That's who get in a trouble most of the time. And we clearly can see how the system is. Even recently I was watching a video on YouTube where this man been in jail for how many years? Wrongfully. So all these things we have to have discussion about. Same thing I use it on my son. I say, son, let me tell you something because he have a brother now. And when they start getting to it, I say, son, let me tell you something. When Amir do you something and you don't open your mouth and say nothing to me, I hear Amir cry out because you whoop Amir. I'm not. I didn't see Amir did him anything. You see what I'm saying? I just hear Amir crying. No, I'm like because the baby is younger than him. Why is the baby crying? And then the baby come in. But brother hit me right here. Now you know who I'm gonna get mad at. The big one. And then when you get mad at him, he gonna start to cry and say, "Mama, it's my brother. You didn't." And I said, "That's why I told you. Anyone mess with you, open your mouth loud enough and say, 'Do not hit me.' When you say that, and if somebody literally, if that child keep bugging you again, you keep saying it, do not touch me, do not hit me or anything, then now when you take this thing now and give him a good smack for leaving you alone, because now it become harassment now. How you gonna get in trouble for that? And it's so easy for the person who defending themselves to get in trouble as opposed to the person is that you ever see we always greet somebody and just lick them up the head and then the person stand and turn around and he probably tore you there when he turn around. You over here didn't is not the one who hit him. Is the one over here hit him. But because when he turn around, he just look around and he said, "Oh, you hit me," and he just knock this one out, not realizing that that person had nothing to do. He was just right in the vicinity at the wrong time. So those are all little discussion we have to have with our children. Talk about peer pressure as well, because uh, for you to send your little 13-year-old or underage kids to school and you only can hear on the news people lowering them here and there, that's tell that is a need for us as parents to start jumping now and take the control of parenthood. I know a lot of parents are scared too, because a lot of times parents want to route to the whooping route, and they're so scared because a child can just pick their phone up and say, "Oh, my mama is abusing me," even if it's just scolding, because they keep going to school and getting a bad report about that child. A bad report, no matter what you do. You send them to heaven, they come back down to hell. You send them up to the moon, they come back down to earth. It's like they spit up in the sky and they spit come right back down to you. You don't know what else to do than to pan the belt or something, anything you catch and knock them somewhere. And then you hear your wicked mama, your wicked papa. But them can't even tolerate the kids. I remember I had days when I used to cry. And 1 week before my son graduated from his first kindergarten to go to grade 1, he went back to school. They suspended him. And then he went back to school the same week within the graduation week. And they suspending him again. So he can't come back to school till graduation. Do you know how devastating I was? A 5-year-old gets suspended twice. I'm saying I go to the school once and I remember I said, this seemed like he commit murder over here. What could possibly a 5-year-old child be doing that is unbearable? And then what they're telling me is happening. I say, what is this person doing in his way? Why this would be happening or that would be happening? You see what I'm saying? So there's several things that, and when the bullies are bullying children too, the bully kids out there, they do it in a way where they are not the victim. They are the victim. Sorry, they are the victim because nobody see them because they do their work. Some of them are so clever, so everybody overlook them. And you know where buck shuffle probably don't know all your ABCs and don't know for all your numbers from 1 to 20 or from 1 to 30, and they know. You think you're gonna get the bypass? No, you're gonna get in trouble for it. And sometimes that child may not be loved at school either. So everything happened, it's on that child. All the child need to do one time at school is to do something wrong, and that child will be labeled for the rest of his life if he don't change. If he don't listen to his or her parents, that child will be walking around labeled. And the only miracle is going to take for that child to snap out of that miracle, and that is within the parents' prayer. Pray for them, talk to them, have these dialogue at home. Sometimes as soon as they pick them up from school, they ask them, son and daughter, how is every day? Sometimes they want to snap at you, excuse me. You're going to snap, but you're going to say, let me know what's going on. You don't want to force them for everything, but the world we're living in is not the same as how we were raised. However, you were raised in different parts of the world, totally different world they're living in. Because even when we were scared to date, these young kids nowadays they have boyfriends and girlfriend, and I'm like, people. Some parents think it is cute. It's not cute. It's not one bit cute. It's not cute. A little girl don't need to talk about boyfriend or anything. Yes. A little girl, a little boy, don't need to talk about mama with a girl and then you're all supporting all those ideas and everything. No. It's a wrong approach. But you ask them 1 plus 1 and half of them don't know what 1 plus 1 is. But they know what boyfriend and girlfriend is. See, a lot of the things that we parents are so happy to support is the beauty of appearance, the beauty of a lot of stuff that is vanity. But the things that are going to ground our children for the rest of their life is shoved to the back. Education that is going to ground them for the rest of their life is shoved to the back. But you can say, "Oh, my son, my daughter." When do we get to that point? You think when I was growing up, we could dare talk about boyfriend? You better close the lip. You better hide. Hey. Huh? I'm not saying these conversations are not good, but some children will take it because you are happy with who they're talking to. Next thing they get entangled. and you probably don't even aware because you overlook it because they're so cool, calm, collective. But the peer pressure is there, so don't forget that the peer pressure is there. You say good night, mama. I can't. I am hanging up. No, no more falling asleep. All right, you have a good night. Good night. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate so much. We see that back. Thank you. You know what I mean? So we're talking about young kids having boyfriend and girlfriend at a young age. What about their reading? What level are they reading at? That should be their girlfriend. That should be their boyfriend. How many books does they got in the home to read and write and expand their vocabulary or something? That should be their boyfriend or girlfriend at that age. Thank you so much, Miss Sinabag. Appreciate so much. Thank you. Yes, man. We're talking about boyfriend and girlfriend, and some of the parents are so, I don't even want to say it because you gotta get wise up. Because even though there's nothing wrong with your kids come on and say, I got a friend at school or something. Yes, you want to know the parents and everything, and everything. But then when you start to say, oh, they can go hang out and, excuse me, hang out where? I would love to see which one of the girl gonna come knock on my door, but they gonna come for look for my son at a young age. Girl, if you don't get your maths book correct, boy, if you don't get your maths correct, if you don't get your finance on the situation, if you don't get your credit on the situation, which is your maths and English, you better take the next door. Because appearance ain't gonna last forever. And that's what we need as parents to tell our children. All this attraction and all these things that we are attracted to ain't gonna last forever. One thing will last is salvation. A good education, they say, will never decay. So you have all the children, they can't count, they can't run, they can't hop and they can't skip, but they have all everything else. We gotta cut that out. 13-year-old should never even talk about boyfriend. Tell me about your boyfriend which is maths. Tell me about your boyfriend which is English. Tell me about your boyfriend which is Spanish. Tell me about your girlfriend which is French. You can speak French, you can speak this, you can do that, you can multitask. That's what I want to hear about. But then you can spend all the time on your phone, and then I get a report of yes, one plus one equal. You know what I mean? It's not. I'm laughing, but it's not funny, family. But just the thought of it. You parents now have to start play those roles. Okay, so now you have girlfriend, you have responsibility. So let me see now, because your local girlfriend might, because they associate, they say local girlfriend. Your local girlfriend might want a rose when Valentine's come. Your local girlfriend might want a Christmas present when holiday come. Sometimes they might want to come over your house. Over which one of the house? That's when you have your maths under control. I told my children already, you're not carrying nobody to my house. So you better have maths and English. Parents, we have to push education at the forefront. Let our children know when maths and English is up, you go to school, you get good report and all these things. And then they go on to college and university and everything, then whatever they do there is on them. At least they know how to add, they know how to manage their finance. They might not fully aware yet, but at least they're on the verge now. You get the part out, which is the things that need to get there, or even to learn a skill. They don't have to go college and universities to gain a skill. They have skills trade schools, for who don't aspire to go all 4 years or how much years to go do masters and degree and PhD. Because not everybody cut for that, not everybody built for that. But they have skill trade school. But they still need maths and English, because if they can't read, they won't be able to calculate nothing. You gonna sign your name on every little thing. So parents, start have this conversation with your children. You let them know this is my boyfriend, maths and English, science and social study, and find out what they want to become in life, and find out the subject area that they're gonna work towards, that they're gonna need to work on. Even if you are the parents who cannot read or write, nothing wrong with that. Your mouth is working. You can tell your kids, hey, you pick your book up yet? Where's the book? Bring it come. Even when you don't know A from Bullfoot out of that book, I promise you, you ask a child to bring that book come. That's encouragement. I know parents who taught their kids what couldn't even read and write for themselves, but they always make sure the child probably come beside them. They sit down every day and they said one or two words that they will know off the bat or so. They will ask the child or so, and the child be doing their work and they just say and they don't know nothing. But they always make sure education was of utmost importance. But some of our parents get our priority wrong. When does boyfriend become education? When does girlfriend become education? And then you guys are so proud of it, and your children level of qualification is sinking. You gotta think, man. All that can combine at that early age. Nothing wrong with them having their friends, but all these boyfriend and girlfriend, and you're like, what? Nowadays we never open our mouth talk about boyfriend and girlfriend. You probably talk about the man that run through the house. You never talk about the boyfriend and girlfriend. Eh? So start make these things be your children. What do you want them to achieve in life? Sometimes you can't stand your children when they get on your nerves, which is true. But what in that moment that's when you use up all your advantage right there. Eh? You go to school, you don't even know A from Bullfoot. But you over here talking about girlfriend or boyfriend. Spell boyfriend, you can't spell it. But you have a girlfriend. Spell boyfriend, you can't spell it. But you have a boyfriend. Your spelling's not even up there yet. But you have everything else like an adult would have in life. None of that not running away. And that's what parents have to tell their kids. And I'm not saying it's all parents, because you have good parents out there who don't play none of those kind of games. Your parents out there, they're not playing playing those games. You think I'm gonna play with my boys? I don't play with them now. You think I'm gonna play with them later? I told my son already. I said I'm gonna be the annoying grandmother, not the annoying grandmother, the annoying mama you got. You bring somebody home every second or something. It's not gonna happen. It's not working in my house. In my mama's house, we don't do that. Have those discussions. Talk about peer pressure, the things that peer pressure can do to your children. Because sometimes it's not the home they're learning these things from either. They go out there in the community. Even in sports, they play sports, they do any little thing. People out there who are preying on the children, trying to groom them, and these children think that, oh wow, my mom never done this for me. My mom never give me $100 before. My papa never give me nothing before. And somebody promised me the world, I'll buy you anything you want. You don't have to tell mama. Poor thing them don't know that they're being misled. You understand? The poor thing them don't know that they're being brainwashed. And that's where we come in as parents. And having a good relationship with our children will also help them to be more open up to us. So when things are not going good. I used to be around a family and they had a young child at the time. And one day the child said, she was young, she was about, I think she had just turned 12 at the time. And she asked me, she said, can you ask my dad to ask him if I could have a boyfriend? I said, what? I said, what? I said, no. I said, right now you need to focus on your book. Your book or your pencil, your boyfriend. I said, when you get a good education, you can get anything you want in this world. Nothing running away. You gotta remember, people, the errors you make in life, probably because nobody was there to kind of steer you. Probably you live in a one barn home where mama was always working. So some of the tough conversation that she needed to have with you, she didn't have it because she was always busy or tired, exhausted, just trying to make two ends meet. And by the time she would have ready to make twins meet for you guys, you already grown up. You already make your decision up. You already make your mind up, and you already draw your own conclusion. And so shall it be until you learn or bucket or something happen. You know what I mean? But we live in a different era now. Gone were the days. But family, I ain't gonna stay long with you guys, but I want you guys to start have these discussion with your children. Take your children out, have them take them when you have good money or you pay all the bills and you can spare something. Take your children, surprise them, take them out. You're the one gonna help your children. So when anybody gonna lower them or promise them this or promise, they already used to these things. You're not gonna have it if you do it all the time. But when you look, same way you can get your hair and your nails done, especially if you don't do it on your own, where you only go buy the $3 here, the $5 here, the $20 here. So that way you can spare a day for those children, so you can take them somewhere. You just, let them know a lot of things. They're young girls. You pretend you're pulling out the chair for them. This is how people should be treating you when you're looking at a future with somebody. Whether long term, short term, medium term, goals are goals. It could be for short term because you need experience. You know, medium term. I mean, you don't really want to jump from here to here or hop from here to here. So you'll be in medium term in something. But it also teaches them a lot about the ups and downs, the consequences of a lot of stuff, the decisions they're gonna make. You don't know what decisions they're gonna make, because mind you, they have a mind of their own. But when you steer them in the right direction early, then when they're about to make a mistake or it happens so they make a mistake, they will never make that one again. Because now they remember what they have been through. They might not even say to you, but they remember what they have been through. A lot of kids know who you see are silent because they've been through stuff. They've been through stuff. Especially when you have to leave them with anybody just to make two ends meet. They go through stuff. And then people smile in your face and say, oh, they were good kids and blah, blah, blah. But you weren't there and they knocked them up their head. They touch them inappropriately and tell them to shut up. If they tell their mama or their papa, then you know what next. Poor kids them have to live with that trauma for the rest of their life. Looking in your face, mama, I'm all right. Everything is okay. So if we start bonding with our kids, then we can change the narrative. We can change the narrative of a lot of stuff. And then some of you mothers out there, don't give two fly about your children. You need to start give a fly. Because some of you have beef with little children. And what I mean beef, you're holding malice with your kids. They are your kids. And if you hold malice with them, what will have society to do with those kids? Just think about it. If you birth a kid and you hold malice with them, what will have this society to do with those little kids? They get on your nerves to talk about it, but they are your children. Don't let them fault, and then when they fault, you're going to say, oh, no, no, no. Then you're going to leave them in the street, and what's going to happen? Everything going to come back to you. Everything, because they are the age. Every little thing. So stop holding malice with your children. They might say something at the mouth and you didn't like it. So you calm down and you talk to your children. You correct them. Now hold malice with them. Then you're setting them up for failure. Because now they're going to go, okay, mommy not talking to me. Mommy don't give me no lunch money to go to school. Daddy don't want to give me no lunch money. What do you think going to happen now? You're sending them in somebody else's arms. Because you're mad at them. They may be rude at you. Weren't you rude when you were growing up? You're just the difference with you and them. Though you get smacked when you grow up. But with society now, you can't do that with half of the children. God forbid. Wake up and smell our coffee, family. Don't hold no malice with your kids. I've seen a lot of people hold malice with their children. And then when society got to raise them, you have a problem with it. You shouldn't have a problem because you send them out there. Holding malice with your kids for what? If you steering your children in the right direction, let them hold malice with you. You don't hold nothing with them because they're going to learn. As long as you keep giving them the information, they holding malice with you as a daughter, son. You're going to learn the hard way. But I'm telling you now, you give them information. Even when they're mad and you think they're not listening, they're listening. Wait till something happens. They gonna remember the last conversation you had with them. So stop playing with your whole malice with your kids. You and them not sleeping in the same bed and playing around with the same man or something. Cut that out. And step up and be appearance as you're supposed to. Sometimes you have to be harsh with your parenting style. So they ever gonna be baga helicopter with them. And then the next time you be this the calm, cool, collective mama and papa. But that's how we were raised. Most of us was raised like that. But when you neglect the children now, because this one rude, they don't have the manners, they stinking rotten. That child you should be happy. He have a voice, she have a voice. What you need to do is say, son and daughter, I respect you for standing up in what you believe in or so forth. But you don't talk to mama like that. You can't even go in the Bible. Oh, you just finished. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Be safe going home. Thank you. All right. You know what I mean? We gotta stand up or we gotta fight. Or you neglect the kids or they're not the manners, you're kicking them outside. I remember, you know, I know I was this bold person from I was little. I remember I was younger and I was adopted. So as I'm talking about this, I was adopted. So one day my sister called me and she said, my mama kicked me out the house. I said, why mama kick you out the house? This is me though going to high school. I said, why mama kick you out the house? She said, I don't know. I said, why mama kick you out the house? She can't tell me. I have a phone because I was doing track and field at the time and everything. So they gave me a phone. So I called my mama. So I called my mama and I said, Ma, just like how my son said, Ma. He said, Ma, why is my sister outside? Put her back in the house. We'll call it up on you. I said, put her back in the house. My mama told me. This is where I get my boldness from early. But early on, I know what I want. And say, put my sister back in the house for calling up on you. She said, bring the car, come on the machete. She called the machete Masitenga. She said, come down here and see if the Masitenga don't talk on you. I said, Ma, then me know that I was in high school. And I remember I said this to my mom. I said, Ma, do you know you put your child outside? You don't know what can happen. People can rape her. Guys, I was just going on like I had an ammunition. Like somebody had taught me these things. I said, Ma, you can't do that. Because we had peer counseling, we call it personal development classes where they talk about a lot of things, hygiene, all kind of stuff, life and stuff. So we had that kind of teachment in school. And I said, no, you cannot do that. Where I said, make sure before the night done, she back in the house. And then when I called back down there, and I say, where's my sister at? I said, you want to talk to her? She said, over here. I don't play. I wasn't rude to my mom. It's just that if fact that you go because of some discrepancy, you're gonna kick your child out of the underage. I'll play that. If you're gonna raise young man, strong woman, strong man, kicking them outside is not gonna make them strong. It's gonna make them stray. And I hope you guys are listening. Kicking your child outside is not gonna make them become strong. It's gonna make them stray. And when they go astray, you know what gonna happen? The burden gonna be on you, especially in America with all these laws coming up under your national, jugging your national. You better wake up. You better wake up, family. Don't sit comfortable no more. Because every time somebody get in trouble, it's a lesson to wake up for all parents. Oh, my kids are not like that. You don't know what your kids gonna be into. Because even me talking, I don't know what they're gonna be into when they grow older. You see what I'm saying? But it's also a wake up call for us to understand that the things that we're doing sometimes to punish the children, let them stay in the house and you can probably tear their house up with the belt or something. But kick them outside, especially in these day and age. People can offer them any drugs, sex trafficking, all kind of stuff. And then you start treat them bad because they treating you bad. It's your kids. What about going down on your knees? Everybody forgot their knee. What's wrong with your knee? If you can't go down on your knee, you can't stand up and pray. I ask God for direction. I ask God to steer your children back home. And when I mean back home, come back to the little girl or the little boy you have done. Let them know God. Because it's easy to talk the negative trash about a child when they're rude than to talk good about them. Even as adults, it's easier for you route to the trash when people mess with you than to route to, you know what, I'm just going to breeze this off. You breeze it off after you're done with the trash. But don't forget, they are your children. Don't let society raise them for you because then you're going to get in trouble if they are the age. So you think about that. When they're 18, they're on their own. I tell my kids, if you go to college or wherever you go to get a skill, I say you will allow in my house at 18. But after, if you don't intend to do nothing, you're not allowed. You're 18, you come of age, exit. But if you're doing something like going to school or you getting a skill and you need a little more time to catch yourself before you can go there and spread your wings, fine. You have to give them some ulterior motive so they understand that you're not joking. Especially if they were snappy at the mouth and you say you can't wait till they get 18. But at the same time, if they intend to go to university, college, get a skill trade or something, be there with them. Help support them in that journey. As long as you see they're doing something meaningful, because sooner or later they will get the memo. And you know why they're gonna get the memo? Because you never give up off them. No matter the rubble, no matter the trash, you never give up. Parents will give up off their children, they see a clear indication what happened. They fall victim to a lot of stuff. Some kids are hard to come back because their mind is being stuck that way for so long from they were little coming up. Because everybody look at it, oh, it's so cute, so cute, so cute. When are you gonna stop so cute? And they'll say we need to instill certain things in these children so they can get what they need. When they grow up, you can say, son, boy, you were handsome when you're young, you were so cute when you're young. Education now. If there's no education now, it's harder when they grow older to get education because no, they don't have no sponge brain anymore. They're growing now, so their brain absorb. And that's one thing you gotta remember. When the children is young now, their brain is like sponge. They soak up a lot of things. You a lot of teachers can tell you, especially when the little ones go to school, they tell you everything that happened at home, mama, papa, everything they see, they can tell their teacher. Oh, mama hit my brother. Oh, I see this, or I see a man come over the other day with my mama, and they talk everything. Even though you send the little ones there to school, those little ones they look like they doesn't they send them to school, they chat all your business. Some of them don't, but majority of them do chat their business. Especially when you're talking about family time and you're having a discussion about family time. Ooh, yes. Those kids remember a lot of stuff. you know I remember I have one kid in the class, not here but outside of this country, and I have one child in the class, and he say, my mama and my papa broken up, and one day my father come and pick me up from school. He was so exposed you could tell, but he was only like 5, I think he was 5 going 6. Yeah, he was 5. And my father come and pick me up with his new girlfriend, and I saw them kissing. Like, oh my god. And I don't like her. Yes, these kids, they tell all your business at school. So even when they tell these kids hold it down, they hold it down, they're a little fridge. Old fridge, they are holding it. But that's the beauty of the kids, they're learning, you know what I mean? But such is like family start have discussion with your children, because if you don't, the society will have it for you, okay? And you don't want society to have discussion about your children because they will have it for you. And once they have it, and pay attention to the friends they're around too. Look at operation when you see they're around the friends, the kind of friends they are. Some friends are giddy headed and all these things. You gotta pay attention. Yes, you're at work, you're tired, you're exhausted, and you don't have the time to look at your kids, but start pay attention. Know the circles that they're around. Because if you don't know the circle, how you going to say you can't assume nothing? I remember environment factors that affect the way children raise. It's not just the home. You have the school, the church, the community, the environment. You have so many factors. You can Google it too. They Google, so you can go Google it. You know, even though internet might not give you everything that you need, but if you're parents who don't understand a lot of these things, because some of these things don't come from the home, and that's the honest truth. We have to be real. Some things are learned from the peers, the school, the church, the community, the environment, the surrounding, etc., etc. But even if you're not knowledgeable about a lot of stuff, just Google what are some of the factors that can have impact on children's life, daily lives. Apart from the home, what are the other factors? But until then, people wanna walk good. I'm gonna walk good because I have to get up. I'm gonna go right to bed and see if I can get up in the morning because I have to take that one to school. They snoring tonight. You can tell they're tired. So anyway, family, you guys walk good and you know me. You probably talk all kind of crap, but at the same time, it's hope you don't fall on deaf ears and somebody learns something, or even if you're a lazy mama, but something that is in there that you weren't doing as a mother or as a father, start do it. It's never too late to catch real back things in. Start doing. Take your kids out, enjoy them. Sometimes you take them out on a little me time. You know, if it's a two family home and you have so many kids and you can't take all of them out on a one-on-one date, you have one partner stay at home with the rest of kids if they're willing to compromise and do that, and you take at least the bigger one out because once you teach the bigger one the way, then he will also teach the little ones the way. Just in case if anything happened to you, at least the bigger one know the way, so he should be able to show his little siblings the way. And that's what I'm doing right now with my big son too. Giving him all the ways to show him the way, so that if any little thing should ever happen, he's supposed to have enough things that he can help to show his brother the way. You know what I mean? So each one teach one family. So don't forget that, but don't neglect your first child. 'Cause when you neglect them, the first one, that's when you start your family structure start become, because now they feel like you didn't care for them, you didn't love them, because here come little Harry, here come little Pat in the house blocking all that they were supposed to get. So when you're doing anything and taking out the children, take the big one out first. When you're talking about one-on-one with your children, even if it wasn't something you had in your house before, start when you're doing one-on-one. Take a big one out first. You set up something, maybe find out what he likes, if you can, if a bowling he like, or some form of thing that he like, you take him out one-on-one, or she one-on-one, and get them done. If it's a spa day or whatever, and then you go to a book club, get a book, a book they can read. Both of you have book reading and sharing your thoughts, sharing your knowledge about the book or something, you know, and see how things work. Start from there. Don't neglect the first child. And when you neglect the first child, you will be sorry, because that child not gonna make nobody in the house happy. you know. So as much as they say, oh, but he big now, he grown. No, no, no. You neglect the big one, and he gonna teach you a lesson, and that lesson will follow all the other kids. Yeah, he will end up hate the other kids. So start there, people. You know what I mean? And to God be the glory. Don't forget that in God we put our trust, and He can move every single blockage out of our way. But we gotta get back the structure in the home. Yeah, get back the structure in the home, get back the structure in the church, get back the structure in school, get back the structure in friends and family and everything. And we'll be on our way. You understand? But until then, family, I am out. God bless you all. Have a peaceful night. Until then, we sign off.